Now at 5, leading Boston police into the future. Mayor Michelle Wu introduces the city's new top cop, police commissioner, and Roxbury native Michael Cox. Cox takes over 13 months after Boston's last police commissioner was forced out.
Did you have a conversation with anybody in the commissioner's office at Boston Police Department?
Not about anything malicious.
I didn't use the word malicious. Why do you say malicious?
I had a conversation, but
each thing is heightened. Social media plays a big part of that. Everyone's a reporter now, not just a normal report. So it gets reported out tremendously. And so
you were asked to go to the commissioner's office, correct?
yes,
How long had you been on the Boston Police Department at the time that you were invited to go up to Commissioner Michael Cox's office?
we will come up with another plan in the future to see if we can try to address it even more.
Did you find it unusual for would you call yourself a rookie back then?
yes,
Did you find it unusual that a rookie police officer would be called up to the commissioner's office personally?
But the reality is, if there's no accountability, particularly if I was a young person, if I had no accountability at home, I don't know what kind of trouble I could have gotten into. I was more worried about, my parents finding out about my activity than there was about anything else. I wasn't afraid of the police. I didn't know anything about the police.
But I was afraid of my parents.
Correct, and disappointing them
in
the standards that they set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone else who's been in this particular circumstance.
Do you know anybody else who's been called up to the commissioner's office at your level at the Boston Police Department?
One of the biggest ways you can prevent is having a presence, being out there, being about. And we had many, many officers there.
Did you tell these law enforcement officers that you, in fact, saw Brian Higgins and Chief Berkowitz go into the Sally Port with the SUV? May I finish my question?
You can finish this question. Go ahead.
Did you tell those law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023, that you saw Brian Higgins and Chief Berkowitz go into the Sally Port together and alone with the SUV for a wildly long time?
That was my recollection at the time.
So you did say that?
At the time, that is what I recollected.
Okay.
Now, people are pretty brazen sometimes, and they still do it even in front of people. And
when you went up to the commissioner's office, did you respond to his indication that he wanted to see you up in his office?
It wasn't a direct line of contact from him.
Okay. Did you respond? Did you ultimately go? That's what I mean by respond. Did you go to his office?
He's my boss, so yes.
Okay. And who else was in that office?
Me and him. The two of us.
General counsel of the Boston Police Department?
No, it's just me and him.
And a lot of the young folks we're encountering that seem that they have no accountability. Yeah. They're not even thinking about it. As a matter of fact, that they seem to be very cognizant of the laws and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And that's sad. That's a trend I hope we're able to get in front of a little bit here.
He said nothing with the intent of guiding me one way or the other.
What his intent was, madam. I asked you what he said to you. What were his words to you?
That he supports me.
And?
Just wanted me to tell the truth up here.
And his words were, do the right thing, right?
I don't recall.
And we're not going to keep working, but it's not a state of emergency. But we do need to, pay attention and never become complacent.
Never become complacent.
That's not a yes or a no answer.
Well, yes, it actually is, Ms. Dever.
So no comments, okay? Just.
You understand the question?
The question, yes. The implication.
The question is, in any of those, I'm asking you an open-ended question. In any of those cases, Officer Dever, not including this one, has Commissioner Michael Cox ordered you up to his office to discuss your testimony?
No.
Thank you.
Now you're going to stay with us?
Yes.
Okay. Our conversation with Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox continues.
The defense released a timeline right prior to the first trial that the vehicle on that day did not arrive in the Sally Port until about an hour and a half after I left, meaning it is not possible that I saw that.
I knew it happened at that time,
How did you
which
know
is
it
why I
happened?
said it.
How did you know it happened, Ms. Roberts, if no one told you it happened?
Because we wrote a timeline. We already spoke about
So
that.
the timeline that Jennifer McCabe helped you with, that influenced your testimony in front of the grand jury, correct?
They were essentially telling me what they were looking for me to say on the stand.
What were they looking for you to say?
They were looking for me to say that I saw Higgins and Berkowitz in the garage with the car.
What you had worked out with Carrie in that timeline meeting, wasn't it? That was the everything you were referring to, correct?
Incorrect. We never worked together to come up with the story. We have the facts, and the everything was a comment about your client.
What did they want you to say?
They wanted me to say that statement, although I knew at that point it was not an accurate statement given the timeline.
The timeline you wrote with Jennifer McCabe's help influenced your testimony to testify in front of the grand jurors to a statement that you never heard, correct?
Yes.
From a factual timeline saying something is incorrect, there was no retracting based on emotion. It was very clear, given the timeline, it could not be correct.
There does appear to be an allergy to the truth, or.
Is that right?
Yes.
In the 3 years since Reed was arrested, the town of Canton has been transformed. Neighbors have taken sides. Witnesses have been harassed. For the crime of?
Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Telling the truth.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did they pressure you to say something other than the truth?
Yes, they wanted me to repeat a lie at that point, given it would have been with malicious intent to repeat it.
Is that the phrase we used?
Yes, because they did not want me to tell the truth.
I just don't know how, when you have that many people there
No.
and they still do that.
Wouldn't it be easier just to come in and accommodate them rather than be threatened?
Well, of course.
So why did you come in here?
My entire job revolves around what I say on the stand right now. If I was to lie, I lose my job. I lose everything. I'm here to tell the truth. I cannot lie while sitting on the stand.
I can't lie! Implicating not one, but two fellow officers, correct? That's what you would be doing.
It's not possible I saw
If you
that.
agreed with
Objection.
me, would you be implicating the reputations of two officers?
If I was to lie, then yes.
And your entire job revolves around what you say on that witness stand. That's what you said, correct? That's what you just said, Officer Dever, correct?
I still don't really understand the question.
You just said, all I'm asking you is what you just said. I wrote it down. You just said, my entire job revolves around what I say on the witness stand, correct?
Yes to that
Thank
question.
you.
New in the building?
Yeah, I just moved in Monday.
Oh, you like it so far?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's been real nice.
Well, that's because you have big jugs.
I'm telling you, I did not see anything. Factually, I've been provided evidence by a timeline that it is not correct.
I mean, your boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them. Mama!
When you met with the Boston Police Department Commissioner, did he ever ask you the substance of what your testimony would or wouldn't be under oath?
He made it very clear he did not want to discuss the case at all.
I mean, nobody gives a flying fuck about what happened to a dead police officer on another dead police officer's lawn, other than, well, you know, the crazy psycho girlfriend must have run him over. But where's all the physical evidence of that? I don't know. We don't really.
Right.
It'll reveal itself in a couple of weeks when the snow melts, sir. I mean, that's what they're saying.
Do you want to be here today now?
I am put on the stand in a murder trial. I don't know why I'm here. I have no connection to this case.
You have no idea why you're here?
You've never talked to me. Nobody on the fence seems to talk to me since prior to the first trial. So I don't have any idea why I'm here.
No clue whatsoever, as you sit here, why you might have been called to the stand.
No.
Is that right?
As you're testifying here today, are you under any tension, undue influence, stress, threat?
There is discomfort with the way that there's attempting to guide what my testimony is, but I don't feel any need to fall into it because I'm here to speak the truth on the stand. That's my livelihood.
The fact of the matter is, nobody ever threatened you with perjury, did they?
Oh, they did. Yes.
That's it.
I contacted the FBI regarding it.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You have a report?
I have an email conversation where I sent the 2 questions I had. She responded, I will pass these along. I was contacted by their legal team. They reassured me perjury was not applicable because I made a statement in good faith. Upon further information, I retracted it, corrected it, and made it clear that I could no longer say it because I knew that it was not a clear reflection of the events that took place.
That's a mouthful.
Yes.
My question is, do you have a report from the FBI saying that you reported that someone on the Karen Reed defense team threatened to charge you, your words, with perjury? You have a report to that effect?
No.
No.
He sat down with WBZ Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiandaca to talk more about what happened. Cheryl is with us tonight. Cheryl, that was unforgettable.
It was unforgettable, Lisa. Now, none of the officers who participated in that beating were ever charged in the case. And the I-team has learned 2 other officers involved in the incident are still with the department.
When the hitting and beating was going on, someone said, "Stop, he's a cop."
What you told those law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023 was, quote, you recalled seeing Higgins at the station later that day on Saturday. Dever thought it was also weird that Higgins and Chief Ken Berkowitz were by themselves in the sally port of the police department, by themselves while Karen Reed's car was parked inside. Higgins was a witness and present at the gathering where O'Keefe was found dead outside, and then he was in the presence of important evidence. You were sitting at dispatch by yourself and saw on the camera outside of the sally port when they walked in.
Objection to the entire reading.
So beyond the scope, so you have to keep it.
There's more to the statement, Your Honor. Do you remember making that statement to the officers?
My recollection of the time was that. So yes.
Okay, great. Officer Dever, did you go on to say in that interview, quote, you never saw them leave, them being Brian Higgins and Chief Ken Berkowitz. You never saw them leave, but you recalled thinking to yourself that they were in the sally port for a wildly long time together in there, end quote. Did you say that?
That was my recollection at the time.
Okay.
So yes.
He arrives at a difficult time for the department. An overtime scandal, an overtime scandal, an overtime scandal. A one-time union president in jail for sexual abuse of children, and deep mistrust of the police in some neighborhoods.
I'm confused. When you spoke to those agents, you didn't implicate Chief Berkowitz and Mr. Higgins with doing anything criminal, did you?
No, they were friends. That's why Higgins had an office there.
It was unforgettable, Lisa. Now, none of the officers who participated in that beating were ever charged in the case. And the I-team has learned 2 other officers involved in the incident are still with the department.
When the hitting and beating was going on, someone said, "Stop, he's a cop."
One question.
Okay.
Your entire job revolves around what you say on the witness stand. Is that what you just testified to?
Yes.
And if you agreed that what you said to those 2 law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023, you would be implicating not 1, but 2 police officers, law enforcement officers, correct? If you agreed with what you said in August 2023 on this witness stand, you would be implicating 2 officers, fellow officers, correct?
So I'm confused as to what you're asking.
You would be implicating, if you agreed with me, you have not agreed that that was the truth. You've now indicated that what you told to law enforcement agents in August of 2023 was a lie.
No.
If you agreed with that statement here on the witness stand, you would be implicating two officers as having been in the Sally Port, weirdly, for a wildly long time with the SUV.
I also personally spoke with the mayor and town administrator and have heard nothing but praise and regret that he might leave.
You took a lawyer with you to talk to this other law enforcement agency?
You have to answer the question based on your own independent knowledge, okay? And if you don't have them, tell us, but you can't reference what you know from the media.
All right.
Yep. It's bigger than me. It's not about me. I'm not even sure it's about me among the parties to this case. It's about power and just wanting to win, and the injustice is just hiding in plain sight. Everyone knows it.
Did John want to become a cop?
Johnny believed in fairness. Johnny believed in justice. And he'd be appalled at where we are 3.5 years later.